Hey Michael, so sorry about the delayed response. So what I see from here is your quantity for your initial is right. It is square root of 200 and your price is correct too. And yeah, if you calculate your total revenue and total cost, it should be 0, so that's right. And your number of firms is 11. So that's correct. But now you'd have to find, I can't really see this value, but you'd have to find the short run equilibrium. So after you find your initial, and there's a tax now, you have to consider a short run and a long run equilibrium. Short run, the difference here is that n still stays the same. So n, the number of firms, and 0 and 1 is 11. So it stays the same. So there's no entry or exit of firms because it's short run. But now if it's long run, there's a different value of N2 because now there's an entry or exit depending on whether the firm is making money or not. So that's the difference between short run and long run. So to calculate your short run, so you did the marginal cost correct. Because of the tax, you have plus 20, and then your average, which is that. So you still have to do P equals MC now to calculate Q as a function of P. You need to do this because we want to find the new supply curve. So you have P equals 2Q plus 20, right? I got this from here. And then what I do is solve for Q, so I do P minus 20 over 2. And then after that, because I know this, I can say I know the number of firms, which is 11, times the quantity, which is P minus 20 over 2. So that's your new supply curve. And then you can do supply 1 equals demand, which is, so you have 11 over 2 P minus 20, which is equal to 240 minus 3P. Solve for P, you get P1 equals 41.18. And then if you plug this value into here, you'd get Q1 equals 10.59. So this value goes here, 0.59. So now you have Q1, P1. And then with this, you can also calculate the profit of the firm, or the profit of the tax, actually. So profit is just total revenue minus total costs. Total revenue being this P1 times Q1 minus the cost being Q squared plus 20Q plus 200. So plug in necessary values here, then you should get your profit. Now, the long run, you'd have to find the number of firms. So to do that, you also need to, you got this idea, right? Where in long run, it will go back to the initial quantity. So the MES stays the same for long run. So that's that. So keep that in mind and do P equals MC, and P equals 2Q plus 20, which is the same here. And then instead of isolating Q, because you know that Q is same, you can plug in square root of 200 plus 20, which you did here. Then you would get 43. No, actually 48.48, I think. And then that's P2. And then you can calculate for Q2 by plugging in this into your demand. You should get 95.16. So N2 is Q2 over q2, little q2, and then solve for that. I haven't done that yet, but solve for this. And then what you do is new supply 2 would be this, and the q would be p minus 20 over 2, like that. I'm going to solve for that by plugging in this value here, and then solving for this, you should get a new supply. So considering that, so this graph looks completely fine, which is right. This graph, so you have this one and this one, right? But now there should be two supply curves here. So you have this supply and this supply, which is different because the number of firms are different. So you should have another supply that goes like that. So that's S2. And this is S1 and S0. So try doing that, plug in numbers and see what you get, and we can confirm. So this profit is what you do here. So this part B is here. And yes, indeed, this is DCI, so this is correct. What you solved for DCI is correct. So let me know if you have any further questions. This is the step, so make sure you, when you answer this type of questions, make sure you indicate your initial and your short run and your long run so that the grader can tell what kind of answers you're getting for each step. So keep that in mind and keep up the good work. And let me know if you have any further questions.